Hello, YouTubers, and today Black Tiger Coms are doing a podcast of an anime. This is something that I want to do. We'll do podcasts on anime, cartoons, manga, comic books, probably not comic books, but all of those other fun things. It doesn't just have to be, just one type of thing. But today we're going to go over the first 4 episodes of The Big O. When there needs to be something negotiated in the city of Amnesia, they call upon the help of Roger Smith. When Paradigm City's under a monster attack, Roger Smith calls upon the help of the Big O. The Big O is a noir mecha anime series themed as if it was a play. Alright, guys. When I first told you to fucking go ahead and watch the Big O, or else I'll beat the ever living, when I told you to go watch the show, what did you think you were gonna get into?
I knew it was a mech anime, but I didn't think it would be, something like Batman. I was just expecting mechs.
Which is weird, because I'm pretty sure every time I talked about the Big O, I kept saying, hey guys, what would happen if Bruce Wayne got a giant robot?
I don't remember you talking about those.
I remember that. The one thing I wasn't expecting was obviously the main character design, as I brought up, is that he kind of reminds me of Phoenix Wright. Like I said, it's like if Phoenix Wright decided he wanted to be Bruce Wayne with a mech. And I can dig that. With Steve Bloom as his voice actor? Yeah, I can dig that. I actually really like the voice acting in this, but that's assuming we're going to get on that later.
Yeah, if I can remember. Alright, but, a little history about the Big O. Now, I first watched the Big O back when it first aired on Adult Swim, which is, that was fucking, what was it, 2001
Probably
in April?
early
I was a little baby boy back when that happened. I was still in elementary school, wasn't I? 2001? No.
I was probably in first grade, so you were probably a little bit higher than that.
Yeah. I was in third.
You were in third grade? Yeah, it was 2001. God damn, I hate myself. I always mix up my fucking... The time between between 90 and 2000 is like a blur to me. So yeah, I was in elementary school. Oh shit. But anyway, it's done by Sunrise, the heroes of giant robots and everything under the sun that resembles a mech. But it was directed by Kazuyoshi Katayama, who's done works like The Big O. Thank you, Wikipedia. That's great. And King of Thorn. But this guy he worked on Nausicaa: The Valley of the Wind as an assistant director. He did Giant Robo back in 1992, so he's good with robots. He even worked on King of Brave Gal Gaigar, and that's an awesome series, or at least it has awesome fights, all that I've seen of them. Because I really haven't watched Gal Gaigar all the way through, because I feel like that would take too long. But more importantly, this series was written by Chiaki J. Kanaka, who's worked on Serial Experiments Lain. He's written for the Hellsing anime. But more importantly, he was the main writer and director of Digimon Tamers, which is the 3rd season of Digimon, which most people consider the best. And while I don't share that opinion, I'm not hating on that opinion either. Fucking Digimon Tamers is great. You should all go watch it. I'll make these assholes watch it sooner or later.
Oh god.
But man, we're gonna have fun. Gonna have a lot of fun. But alright, now that all those pleasantries are out of the way, let's talk about the first episode, Act 1, Roger Smith, the Negotiator. In summary, Roger Smith is given a job to negotiate the transfer of Dorothy Soldano, who turns out to actually be the android Dorothy Wainwright. What do you guys think about it overall? Or do you just want to go through it bit by bit?
I'd rather go bit by bit.
Good, because I fucked up that intro. Alright, leading into our notes. So, we first come in on a scene, Roger's just driving through the city, and he talks about Paradigm City, the city of amnesia, where everyone's lost their memories 40 years ago. What do you think about that?
I think it's interesting, and I hope that at some later point in the story they actually do bring up and we learn exactly what happened, because they do not let you forget that Paradigm City, everybody mysteriously lost their memories 40 years ago. They bring it up all the time.
Yeah. Aaron?
All I could really think about was the Noir City.
Yeah, it's very noir setting.
The music really helped.
Hey, I love the Noir setting, so...
Yeah, it's got a very blues and jazzy soundtrack. They reprised that fucking opening theme like 5 different times throughout the show. So, I hope you like it. I do.
Oh, I love it.
So, Roger goes there. He saves the girl. He negotiates, does his thing. And then dude pops out going, "That's not my daughter. That's an android." And we just hear this nice mechanical sound when she moves her neck. And it's like, oh my god, she is an android. Like, it's like you didn't know. It's like, no, I didn't. No. Look at this thing.
It's like her skin is very pale.
I mean, and that could just be the fact that she doesn't get out some.
That is true. But how do you not hear the mechanical whirring going around as she's moving?
It must have been good. Or, to emphasize.
I don't know.
So Roger just, he realizes that he's been had, tries to get his money back. Well, no, doesn't try to get his money back.
He doesn't try. He's like, fuck this noise.
He tries to get that other man's money back. They fuck it up, and he just washes his hands of the whole thing and goes away. And, then we meet Norman the butler. And Norman's pretty cool. Yeah, God, what's Batman's butler name? Pennyworth?
I don't remember. I don't watch Batman.
No, not Pennyworth. Fucking, I can't remember. I don't know shit about Batman. Anyway,
Alfred.
Then, yeah. But then, next, he meets the military police, Dassin, who's the, God, is he the chief? No, he's not a chief. He's like, he's a major. That's it, Major Dassin. Right. And then he tells Roger that, Soldano doesn't have a daughter. And that was after, right, I skipped the part. Because that was after Dorothy came and asked him to protect her. Because, his case wasn't done yet. He's like, I need you to protect me until, this case isn't over yet. And, Dassin coming only proceeds to, solidify that fact. So he's like, all right, so that guy, his daughter, that wasn't his daughter, so Roger then proceeds to go out and meet Soldano. But then Soldano gets murdered super hard. Because he finds him dying. And then he starts spouting off crazy things like Dorothy is his daughter, but he actually made her because, she's an android. And then he dies calling her a nightingale. And then they get, an RPG launched at him. It's a real odd sequence of events. So,
Yeah.
After all of that, they hear word of a giant robot robbing a bank. Because, this show wasn't weird enough.
Totally not.
So, what actually happened was that they weren't after, our android Dorothy. They were after the giant robot Dorothy. Dorothy 1. And, so Roger and Dorothy go out. They have to go get Dorothy 1 and figure that out. And while they're driving, they run past this odd man who Dorothy calls her father. That's something for the next episode.
Oh, yeah.
And then, Dorothy 1 robs the bank. And then Roger Smith calls out his giant mech. Big O. Showtime. And what do you guys think of the Big O and his design?
I like it.
All of the mech designs kind of, I don't really care. I've seen so many mech animes. I'm like, another mech.
No, but Big O's so big and clunky, and I love it.
Yeah, that is the big thing. It's just like, I'm trying to think of some of the other mech animes that I can think about, and a lot of those mechs move very fluidly.
And fast. Big O can't do that. He's
Big
a
O's
big
just
old...
like... That reminds me. Speaking of the music that plays whenever like a new robot, enemy robot, as I described it, was bring up, it's like, is it just me or is that kind of Godzilla-esque? Like,
oh, it is very Godzilla-esque. In fact, they intentionally wanted their robot fights to be very, They wanted it to come from that type of era.
Yeah, okay, that would explain why where the clunkiness comes from. If you've ever seen a Godzilla movie fight, then that's pretty clunky.
Yeah. But Big O just sells it. Like he got he has those power bunkers in his arm. It's just like boom, and it clicks, and it's so good. All right, so but notice something else. When Big O pops up, everybody starts cheering. Like, yeah, giant robot fight. Like, yeah, it's the Big O. It's the Mega Deuce.
Oh, great.
But here's the thing. It's not Deuce as in, like, deuces. It's Deus, like in God. So he's piloting a Mega God. I wish I could pilot a Mega God. But, the military's used to it. They're like, all right. It's like, oh, it's a giant robot. And, Big O, he wins. He saves the day. But as Dorothy 1 starts dying, Dorothy 2, our Dorothy, the android Dorothy, starts communicating with it. Kind of odd. But it ends on a little cliffhanger of Dustin and Dorothy maybe getting caught up in the falling debris. But that's basically the gist of episode 1. What did you guys think about the episode? I think it starts off pretty strong. It shows you what this show will be about.
Yes.
Pretty much the same for me.
It was a very good introductory episode.
Yeah, because it's like, all right, it's like, here's Roger Smith, and then, his whole interaction with Dorothy in the part, it's like, I have one rule in my house, and it's always to let in beautiful young women. Oh, god damn it, it's the fucking android. What do you want?
Yeah. I still think one of my favorite lines is when she calls him a lech after he used her as a distraction for the...
Oh, yeah, well, she calls him a louse.
Or louse, not lech. What was I thinking?
A word that started with L.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was funny. Because she clearly been, not hit, but she clearly been...
There was an RPG launched at her. It's like, I'm an android, but that would still fuck me up, man. You're a fucking... You're a louse.
You're an
Roger
asshole.
Smith. Fucking hate you. All right. So we get a nice to be continued, and then we move on to Act 2. Oh, also, I fucking love the end of all of these episodes. With it's like next episode. So we're on to Act 2. Dorothy.
I fucking love those. What the hell were they doing when they made those?
Well, it's like, send me the money on the docks, and I'll give you back your daughter.
I know, but it just
okay, like that's what they're trying to do, and I find it hilarious.
It's funny, yeah, I agree. It just sounds so fucking.
I don't know if it was meant to be hilarious, but it is. Also, this is where we get to see the first intro, and I'm pretty sure that's also the Japanese intro of Big O for episode 2, and it's just saying Big O again all over, and it's great. Big O. Big O, 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 O.
I know that there was episode 1 and 2 had their own unique intro, and then episode 3 like onward has this.
Oh yeah, it's episode 3. That's right.
Yeah, because episode 1 and 2 just has a whole
they have a hard
that whole
intro.
lava thing, and they have Big O's quote.
In the name of God, ye not guilty.
I don't understand that, but okay.
Well, like I said, he's piloting a Robo-God. Yeah, so that's where that comes from. In the name of God, ye not guilty, motherfucker.
It makes sense now that you've explained that, because I always just kind of found the name Megaduce kind of funny.
Yeah, it's very much the pronunciation. All right, so episode 2 summary. Roger can't leave well enough alone and goes out to try to find Dorothy. He finds her with her grandfather, but Beck comes and kidnaps her yet again.
Yippee.
Yeah. Beck, you motherfucker. Alright, so the episode starts off again. Big O managed to save Dustin and Dorothy, but Dorothy disappears. She's gone. She pieced out. But here's something else that you should notice. When Roger Smith reappears back on the ground, he's just like, I wonder what happened here. No one knows he's fucking piloting that giant robot.
How did he get back on the ground? Like, did he just
Anime
jump from
logic?
the head?
He probably jumped, yes.
Well, no, but I mean, like, when did he jump? Because the way he goes back down is he breaks the road and literally has the thing fall down through that road. So did he just jump out of the head at a certain moment in time? And then
Probably.
Or he found a sewer ladder.
I don't know, because I think he was outside of the thing before it finished going underground completely. I don't know.
Yep, that's one of those things you just don't question and nod to. You just smile and nod.
Yeah. All right. And then this episode then shows how Big O moves throughout the city through the mysterious subway. What's underground? A bunch of rails. Does anybody really know anything about it? Nah, we're full of amnesia. Who knows what this odd subway is? But that's interesting. That it's like, all right, I'm gonna put you on the train tracks. Let's go. And then we see Roger's house again, and we find out that Roger owns a bunch of hourglasses. I never got that theming of the show at all, ever, but it's there. It's a thing. Okay. And then, Roger, he proceeds to keep thinking about Dorothy and, the whole thing and her disappearance and stuff. And then he goes out and he gets more information from his informant at a bar somewhere. Constantly gets paid on the down low. Gotta hide that money with the newspaper.
Yeah. Instead of just, slipping it in your pocket.
Yeah. So he soon finds his way to the club called the Nightingale. For all of you who don't know, the Nightingale is a fairy tale. It's about a Chinese emperor who loved a bird's song. So he got the bird and got the bird to sing it for him. But then a mechanical bird was created, and he liked that song better. Yet the mechanical bird then proceeds to break down, and the king's just about to die. I don't know, maybe he's super depressed. It's like, man, the only thing I could love was that robot bird. But the real bird comes back and sings his death away. I'm sorry, not his death, but death, as in the skeleton. It sings the skeleton away because the singing is just that beautiful. All right, man, you brought in a cool bird, it sung a song. I'm not going to kill you now. I'll see you later when that bird isn't here. I'll be back. And then, death's just peace off, and that's the Nightingale. A little, I embellished a bit, but that's it.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, but the whole point of that is Dorothy's an android, and her grandfather took her to a club where he hears her sing. You get it? Illusions, haha. This show's one of those thinking ones. Gotta keep up. But when they're at the club, Beck shows up, and he's here to kidnap Dorothy yet again, because he's not done. He still wants to rob that bank.
He wants some of that robo booty.
No. He wants some of that robo brain because he uses Dorothy's mind as a regulator circuit for Dorothy 1 to get the robot back up and moving, because in the last episode, Big O used his power bunker and just blew a fiery hole right through that robot body.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah, the animation in that scene was great. But he's using Dorothy. Roger gets into Big O. He can't fight back. Dorothy's up there, so what does he do? He jumps out of the mech, runs to the robot girl, digs her out of all those wires, and jumps back. But my favorite part of that sequence was after he saved everyone, and he found out where Beck was controlling the robot remotely, just picks up their truck, gives it a nice little bunker tap,
And then just drops it right on the road.
Yeah, just like, all right, here you go.
Here, cops, have fun.
And I loved it. It's like we gotta get out of here. He's coming to find us. It's like, let's go. They open up the door and they just see
hi
Big O's
there.
eyes.
Well,
close that
car.
right back up.
Nope.
Nope. Can't do that. Don't do that.
I'm sure you would shit your pants if you saw that out the door.
Pants if the giant robot just popped out of nowhere and wanted to murder me. Yes. All right. So I've been kind of loose with the details of how this all went down, but Beck's original client was Rainwright for the kidnapping of Dorothy and the murder of Soldano, because Dorothy was created with the funds of Dorothy 1 in creating that robot. So Rainwright wanted his dead daughter back, and somehow, after regaining his memories of 40 years ago, was able to work out the blueprints and, the mind mechanism of, I don't know, transferring her mind, her soul. Something's in Dorothy that's not completely robotic, but he's a madman. He got that fucking robot to work, but, Soldano kept her, so, he hired Beck to do the kidnapping, and Beck get the giant mech, but in the end, he's double-crossed because, as I forgot to mention, when he held up Dorothy and Rainwright back at the club, he killed Soldano. I mean, he killed Rainwright because Dorothy just couldn't stop. Like, don't move. And Dorothy was like, no, I'm gonna move. Shoot him.
Yeah.
Fuck that noise. I don't care for this hostage shit.
Yeah. Well, no, he got scared because a fucking android was about to murder him. The same android that
I'm pretty sure she
survived an RPG.
Yeah.
I would shoot somebody out of fear.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she took someone and fucking, like, threw them across the room, too. But
Yeah.
right before that.
Right. So at the end of all of this, Dorothy doesn't have the man who created her or the man who, birthed her from an idea, a thought. She lost both of her daddies. So she's an orphan now. So now she becomes the maid at Roger's estate.
And she criticizes his fashion of all black.
Roger's like, I got more rules for you. We all wear black. Good fashion sense, boss. That's great.
This is a rule that even I follow.
I love his rules.
We're all black.
But at the end of it all, we have all. At the end of it, we have all come to terms. So what did you guys think of episode 2 overall?
I found it hilarious. With the whole mech at the window thing and just dumping the car at the cops.
Yeah, that was pretty great.
But I don't know. I find the whole, like both Soldano and Wainwright wanted to stake claim of Dorothy because it's like I created her, but I built her, and it's like, oh, that's weird. But in the end, Dorothy herself only saw Wainwright as her father. That's something to think about.
Yeah.
It shows that she's, more than a robot, and we're going to be running into more androids throughout the series, and they're all going to express human-like traits.
Yeah, I'm thinking of one right
all
now,
of them.
But that's the one that I'm thinking of is well after, or not well after. It'll be in the next podcast we do.
Yeah. So, But it's weird because this is a continuation of episode 1, clearly. But episode 1 still ended in other than the God, I'm hitting my mic a lot. Other than the to be continued side spot. By the start of the first episode, everything was pretty much done. Like Dorothy got away, Daston was great. We're done. But Roger was like, let's keep digging anyway.
Yeah.
Something doesn't feel right. So I find that interesting. But now we're on to Act 3. Electric City. Gonna do that all the time, not gonna stop.
It's fucking hilarious.
It is. But in this episode, Roger gets a job from Casey Jenkins from the Paradigm Group to get an unused hydroelectric power plant back online. So, this episode starts with morning shenanigans. Because Roger is a sleepyhead and likes to sleep in, Dorothy has to play the piano and wake his ass up.
Hey, the piano's the best way to wake up.
Not the way she plays it.
Eggs.
Them eggs.
Yeah. The first time's kind of, the second song, though, I like it a bit more. But after ending, we delve a bit more into Dorothy. They play up the robotic, her, android-like qualities a lot more, and it's like, you're just copying us humans. You aren't like us at all. Well, we'll see about that, Roger Smith.
I'm actually amazed that she can eat.
Again, that's just copying. She doesn't
need
unless
to.
That was oil.
That would be actually a pretty good reason to have her drink out of that teacup.
She does need oil, so maybe. Anyway, So Roger Smith is then, greeted by a woman, Casey Jenkins, because, she came from the group. She wants him to get the electric dam. It's the same thing. He wants her to get the dam back online. I keep saying dam, but it's not line. But he got it from Paradigm, the Paradigm Group, who run Paradigm City. You get it? If your city is named after a company, something bad probably happened. Just wanna let you know that. And it's also for the outside of the city, because in Paradigm there's the domes, which is super clean, super nice, everybody's all happy, and then there's the outside, the ghetto, where I live. No, I'm sorry, where Aaron lives.
Oh. No, that's my hometown, not here.
Oh, that's doing good for yourself. I'm glad. But normally Roger Smith wouldn't take a job from Paradigm City because they're a bunch of snuck up, sneaky corporate assholes. But he's weak against women, and will most likely take any job given by them.
Real ladies, man.
Yep. So when he gets there, the people are all rowdy, saying, "Get out of here! We don't want you to turn back on the power." And he asks why. And the people say, "God will rain down his lightning of wrath," the people explain. And Roger Smith goes, "I'm not an atheist, but that shit sounds stupid." Not as colorful as me, but pretty much the same part. So, he then goes exploring. He finds this underground tunnels that looks like they lead to the turbine. But then he gets clocked by a man who doesn't listen. He clearly said, "Hey, I'm not a fan of getting clocked in the head. Don't hit me." Old man does it anyway.
Well, they don't have the best of hearing, so...
I love that part, though.
He even holds up his hands and everything. It's like, bitch. So, he gets captured, wakes up, and, he, even though he's been captured, even though the old man was a big asshole, he still kindly breaks out of his rope, helps the old man with his chores,
makes him breakfast,
which the old man's like, "This shit needs some salt. Fucking spice these eggs up.
Yeah.
Come on, don't you got any Mrs. Dash or anything? No pepper, no salt, no nothing. Ain't eating plain eggs."
Oh man, that's still one of the best parts of the episode. The guy clocks him in the back of the head, ties him up in the chair. He helps him carry 2 buckets of water in and cooks him breakfast. It's like, what?
And does his chores.
Alright, so, and then, he gets a bit more information out of it, but more than anything, he realizes that there's a secret basement under the floor, which has, there's science happened. That's all I can explain. Science happened. And
it was a dump.
It was a dump. That's what time does. Then time happened. But he found an old picture with the man and some fish. And he's like, that's weird. And then suddenly everything starts sparking and the power's coming to get back on. Somebody turned on the turbine. So, Roger and the old man, they run back to the secret underground area. Roger's like, I'll go in there. It's like, I can handle it. I'm a professional. You understand that, don't you? Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. I know your secret.
Yeah.
So he runs down the tunnel, and then he proceeds to find Casey Jenkins, who is actually named Angel. What's Angel's deal? I don't know, but she's a fallen angel. That's gonna get run into the ground. That's a thing that's gonna happen.
Come the next episode at that.
No. We'll see Angel again, but that whole fallen angel shit? No. You gotta wait. Alright, so, she reactivated the turbines. Things going down, but what happened? What happens when you reactivate the turbines? Well, you awaken an electric monster eel. That's what happens when you turn the turbines back on. And Roger Smith's like, you did that. Don't you feel bad? She's like, no, I don't feel bad. In fact, I have a car, and I'm going to drive away.
Yeah.
If you make it out alive, let's go for dinner.
You fucking bitch.
Yeah. It's like, I'm still flirt with you, though. So, she tries to run away, gets zapped like the bitch that she is. She deserved it. And, because Roger thinks ahead, he had Big O sent over, preemptively, so all he got to do was Big O.
It's showtime.
And, he gets in a fight with the eel, obviously winning with head laser beams.
After the thing tries to eat him like Orga did Godzilla in Godzilla 2000.
Yeah.
I fucking saw that. That was my first thought.
That part creeped me out, actually.
Yeah, but he finishes off with his Chrome Buster. That's the name of that move, and it's great.
That's the head laser?
Yeah.
That was...
The guy got torn in half and disintegrated. It's like, not do you just not get disintegrated, you're getting ripped in half.
Yeah. And then, through its death, the city was able to light up again in a beautiful light. It looked great. I loved it.
It's a nice effect. I like it.
And then Roger and then he proceeded to destroy the generator because it's like, well, the old man would want it that way. I guess I have to do it now.
It's funny because I like how he just assumes that when after he destroyed the monster, they should have been fine.
Well, I think there were more fish and there could have been more monsters.
That is possible, yeah.
So he was just breaking it. It's like the old man was trying his hardest. Not. In fact, the old man came in for the assist and turned those turbines down, which helped Roger get the kill.
That is true.
So all in all, it's for the greater good.
The greater good.
And just to bookend this episode, Dorothy once again playing that piano to wake Roger up, but this time she's playing the blues. And she's playing the blues because she feels like it. I fucking love that head bob animation she does when she's playing too.
Have you ever seen someone play the piano? They move. They are not idle. They move around like that. I have a friend who plays the piano a lot, and if he gets into it, yeah, he does that too. I mean, they get into it.
Yeah. We have finally once again come to terms. What did you guys think about episode 3?
Honestly, I found this to be the most boring of the 4. I liked it, just it was my least favorite of the 4.
Yeah, that's fair.
I actually really liked it. Granted, part of that might be because I don't know, I had kind of a nostalgia rush with the friggin' eel fight. Like I said, that scene where it just tries to eat Big O, and it's just a ginormous... It felt like a ginormous Godzilla reference to me. Although, that might have preceded that movie, so I
don't know. Yeah, well, this series was originally created in, 99?
Yeah.
It was created... Yep, 99.
I know Godzilla 2000 came out in 99, too, so... It may have preceded it.
Maybe, yeah.
Actually, I would do some research on that.
Yeah. Alright, so... We're finally at the last episode of this bunch. Underground Terror. That one didn't have as much punch, but not enough syllables.
It sounded a little bit better than the others.
Yeah. Alright, so in this one, Roger gets another job from Paradigm City to convince Michael Zabok, a reporter, to hand over his manuscript for a retirement package. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, if you know what I mean, They're going to fire him. Anyway. So, at the start, we come in, fresh. It's like, what does Paradigm City want with me? And this is where it really sets in that Paradigm is not just the city, but it's the business. The only business. And as I said before, when your business runs your city, you're pretty much fucked. And for only a second do we see the chief executive of said business, Alex Rosewater. But seeing what type of show this is, keep your eyes on him. Roger gets a job to, find Michael Zabok, who's a reporter for Paradigm. But this German man has been missing for 3 months. So Roger's gonna have a hard time finding him. But he digs a little, gets some leads. Daston helps out, gives him a clue, and throughout the whole episode, we're getting narration by Zabok about, man and his memories and how he's too fearful and he chooses to forget. He's very interested in the incident of 40 years ago. And, when Roger finally gets to his apartment, his secret apartment, he finds a bunch of takeout food and cigarettes and typewriters, and just when he's reading it, the apartment catches fire with Roger in it. He breaks out and he finally finds Michael Zabok, who now calls himself Schwarzwald, the Black Forest. Fucking, what kind of asshole do you have to be to name yourself after? Like, it's like, I'm the Black Forest, Schwarzwald. It's like, shut the fuck up. What about me? I'm not gonna name myself fucking. I don't have a joke for this. Help me out, guys. No. Keep going with the analysis. All right, good. Keep going. Roger then. All right, so Roger then's like, all right, well, he Michael Zabok's talking about fears and stuff. Maybe I should face my fears. So he proceeds to look through the subway because he doesn't go down there. Big O runs through there, but does he ever go in there? No. Subways are scary. Even criminals don't go through the subways. But he proceeds to go deeper and deeper, and the deeper he goes, the newer the subways seem to get. It's weird until he reaches the bottom, where he proceeds to have a panic attack. Because I don't know why he's having a panic attack. He literally falls off the ladder and starts seeing ghosts of people who I assume are walking through a city. And then he blacks out and he sees his mother, who is actually Dorothy. And then, he gets embarrassed because I'm not thinking about my mom. Shut up. I'm not scared. And then he starts berating Dorothy about how she doesn't understand fear. And he's like, you don't understand these human emotions. You don't get it. But after Roger, got over his little spell, they head deeper and deeper into the subway, and they find this large transfer station. It's the only way I can describe it. And in there, they find an archetype of an old Megaduce. But not only him, they also find Schwarzwald. And the reason he became such a what's the word I'm looking for? Super freak. He's got bandages on him. His eyes are burnt out. He looks crazy. It's because he apparently unlocked this Megaduce's power, the archetype. And, he starts taunting Roger. It's like, I got more gas for you. I'm going to light you on fire. But Dorothy's like, forget this. This Megaduce, it's talking to me. It's communicating with me. And through some technological Deus Ex Machina, or should I say Mega Deus Ex Machina.
Boo.
I'm coming up with these jokes on the fly, people. Help me out. The Megaduce starts moving, and it's coming after her. And Dorothy's scared, and Roger just doesn't know what to do other than to call the Big O for showtime. And then they have a robot fight. Fun fact: throughout this fight, Schwarzwald managed to catch himself on fire, and he's not dead.
That was hilarious.
That was great. I loved it. Like, oh man, this robot's moving. I'm on fire now.
It burns.
But Roger then proceeds to destroy the archetype, and everybody's happy. It's like, yeah, we did it. Let's get the fuck out of here. Let's go. And sadly, the story ends no side. All right, guys, how did you like that? How'd you like episode 4?
Besides the point with the freak out, which I felt like was just there because the title, I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it overall. I actually kind of like the freak out. Kind of.
Well, it's supposed to signify that there's something deeper in Roger Smith, something that he might not be remembering, which is weird because, like, they say the incident of 40 years ago, but it's like, how old is Roger Smith? Like,
he looks like he's in his mid-20s, early 30s.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he shouldn't. I don't know. I guess we'll find out as we continue the series.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound very good. But I actually like.
Let's just say it gets complicated. But yeah, you like what?
No, I was saying I actually really like the fight with the archetype because the archetype was that kind of faster robot that we've seen in other series. It was more agile than the Big O.
Yeah, well, it stripped off all of its plating.
Yeah. I thought that was interesting.
And we got to see a new move. Big O just has a bunch of
A
missiles.
missile in his chest. Look at my chest!
I'm going to assume he gets more moves on the fly like that.
Well, it's not on the fly. It's a giant robot. We're at the point where they can keep popping out new moves all they want.
Yeah. We're only 4 episodes in.
Like,
And how many are there again?
26.
Yeah. That seems to be the magic number with anime.
Yeah. And, you know, it's like, we might get sometimes where there's, I won't really say there's anything quite Deus Ex Machina about this show, even though, you know, it has the word Deus in it. But, it gets kind of bullshit in other ways. Let me just leave it at that.
Good to know.
But overall, you know what, I was about to end this, but fuck that. I want to talk about the animation of the Big O because I think it's really well done. Like, I really do. I'm not of the person that can be like, oh, this is greatly well animated. Like, oh, this the subtle technique of the lines, and like, I don't fucking know. No, I'm not that guy. But I think this looks nice.
Yeah, I agree.
Pretty much.
Like, they will obviously get to a point where they'll reuse certain animations. Like, my favorite one was when they reused the animation of Big O coming out of the ground, and for a split second, like, it's in episode 3 where he's just popping out the water, but for a split second you can see the animation of him breaking through the building from episode 1.
I'd have to go back.
Yeah,
and
that
look
was.
at that. I didn't notice that.
It's a blink and miss it moment, but it's like, oh, I see now. But, you know, overall, what did you guys think overall of this batch of episodes? Like, how much do you feel that you've learned about the world of Paradigm City or Roger Smith?
I just know Roger can be a douche.
That's good enough.
Yeah, pretty much.
The rest, I don't know.
Well, you don't learn a whole lot about people other than the people, obviously, that are introduced. But the world itself, it's very clear something big happened. And like I said, the show does not let you forget about that incident 40 years ago. They keep bringing it up. Mostly at the beginning
Even
of
if
every
it
episode.
is about a town that forgot everything.
Yeah.
It's like, what? You don't want us to forget? Everyone forgets. Okay.
Damn it. You did it.
Of course I was going to go there.
No, I meant... I wasn't... It's fine. But, I really enjoyed The Big O back when I was younger and I first watched it. And, you know, this is something that I wanted to share because it's really... It's different from your typical mech anime. Like, there's 2 genres. There's, like, the Gundam genre, which is military. And then there's this, which is super robot. So, you know, I wanted to share some super robot with you. Because, honestly, Gundam, like, normal Gundam's very hit and miss with me.
Yeah, it's just mechs fighting.
Well, no, it's not mechs fighting, because with Gundam, it's political, and if it's Seed, it's romantic. Oh, I fucking hate Gundam Seed.
And there's something like Code Geass,
which is also political.
Mm-hmm.
Code Geass. See, when I think about Code Geass, I'm like, man, this is a good show with some robots in it. Like, the robots aren't the main selling point to Code Geass, in my opinion. They're just kind of there. They could easily have that show and not have robots.
Political problems with mind control. What else do we need? Robots.
Like when it's Gundams, it's like, oh, this is a new method of war. With Code Geass, it's like, you got a bunch of magic bullshit going on in the background. No, in the foreground, I'm sorry. In the foreground, you got some robot bullshit happening in the background. Like, stop.
What the fuck?
It's too much. Too much.
My mind can't handle it.
But all of these episodes were written by Chiaki Konaka, but the next 4 are written by some other people. So let's see if we can spot some differences in the next set of 4, because after that, and we're gonna just finished up the third season because the first season ends on 13. So our next set of episodes will be Bring Back My Ghost. I'm not going to do the voice for these, not yet. The Legacy of Amadeus, The Call from the Past, and we finally get to see animals, Missing Cat.
Yay! Wait. Damn it!
Gab, you've watched all the way up to Winter Night Phantom, right?
Yeah, I watched the last episode. I watched was episode 10.
Yeah. So you get to take a break or go ahead and try to finish the series. I don't know. Fucking pick one.
I might. Like I said, I'm enjoying it.
I mean, I'm sorry. I said series. I meant first season. You're not gonna finish the series.
All 26 episodes. 20 episodes!
But you might what?
I might watch some more. Because like I said, I'm enjoying it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I thought, what would you guys like? You'd like robots. And I was like,
Robots are the
Aaron
shit.
might not like robots, but it's like, you like Batman.
Not really, but I like the noir setting, so...
That's all he needs is the door setting.
It's like, that's all I need. That's all I need, and I got it. So yeah, I can masturbate to this. That's all I need. No, I'm sorry. I messed up the meme. I can fap to this. That's all I need.
I don't
It's a
masturbate to the noir setting, so...
You're not trying hard enough. But all right, that was our first podcast. You guys excited? You happy? You ready for more podcasts in general? I'm asking you two and the audience.
Yeah.
Well, Gab's up next, so I think it's better if he asks first.
Wait, are we gonna finish out these?
No, we're gonna finish these. We're gonna let's talk more about what we're doing. So we're going through a certain set of episodes. It might not always be 4. It might be 5. It depends on what that person wants for the series, and and what they feel is the best set of episodes to watch something in. I wanted Big O to go in like 4 sets, and then end it on 5 because these end on odd numbers.
Yeah.
But Gab, whenever he picks his next one, we're going through the whole series of Big O. Whenever he picks his next series, we'll go through all of that.
Oh, okay.
And then, Aaron, whenever you pick your next series, we'll go through all of that because I don't want us to just, lightly dip our feet in a bunch of stuff. That seems like it would be kind of the best way to do it. Well,
that's what I was thinking.
Not
we
the best
were
way to
going
do
to
it, but like an easy way to do it. But I want you to enjoy the full series. Whatever we pick. So that was my thought process when starting up this podcast. I want to share everything with you. I don't want you to just get interested. I want you to also get invested.
Fair enough.
As much as I am. Or, invested at all, basically. That was to both you and the viewer.
Okay, I know how I'll do mine.
Yeah, okay. So, we hope that you guys will read a bunch of new series, anime, manga, cartoon shows. Sometimes we might just have a special where we'll just, I have an idea of just picking a bunch of cartoon shows from like, oh, this was from the ABC Family Block, or, oh, this was a bunch of stuff on Toonami at one time.
How would we do that though? Maybe for like Toonami shows, we could just do what we're doing.
Well, like but like cartoons though, it's like, do you want to watch the full series of a cartoon? Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you do. It depends on how episodic it is. Like, I'd make us watch all of Steven Universe, but if I wanted to have like a Nicktoons stuff, we'd watch an episode of the Rugrats, or Doug, or Hey Arnold, and we'll just bunch all of that together. We might do a holiday podcast where we just watch a bunch of holiday movies. But then again, those would probably just be movie comms.
Yeah.
If we could help it. But, that's thoughts for later. This has been the first Black Tiger podcast. That name is pending. I might change it. We'll see if I can come up with a cool graphic and a new name. But I hope you enjoyed this episode and you'll come back and enjoy more Big O with us in the next one.